All right. I think we are live, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to the program here at All Around Town Radio for a noon What's Happening and Wednesday with the Bands, as we call it. We got a lot of things happening today. And let me see if I can drag anybody else into this program that may join us here at the last second. And we'll see what we can do. And there's one joining us right now. All right, let's get started. We're talking about an event on February 18th going on at Lori's Roadhouse. And, I'd like to start, if I can. Can I start with Pam up there who has that obtrusive logo beside you, Pam? But it's all right. Let's talk about this event on February 18th and tell everybody about it and what we're talking about today. And then we'll talk about all these other people who have joined us and what they're going to say today. So I'll be bringing you in and out here as I'm looking at your background and so on. So we'll bring you up full screen so you can tell everybody what's shaking. Pam, take it away.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. And thanks, Scott, always for being a huge supporter for Autism Rocks. We totally appreciate everything you do and everything you do out in the community that we don't see behind the closed doors. We want to thank our bands that are here and that will be playing for Autism Rocks. I'm not sure who's all in the group right now, but they'll introduce themselves and give you a little bit of information about them and why this event is so important to them and why they want to be a part of the event, which is the coolest thing about it being a community-involved event. Autism Rocks is there for a day of celebration for those with disabilities. This is the one time a year where they get to be the kings and the queens, and they get to come out and do everything that you and I take advantage of every single day of the week. We have a lot of families that wait 364 days just for this event, just for the opportunity to be out there with their loved ones and their family members. You make an immediate impact the minute you step in the door. You will see your impact with the mission that'll be there from Ken Anderson Alliance. We will have our band from A Lot of Connections will be there playing. We have our participants that will be enjoying the event, just like you and I will be eating, drinking, and having an amazing time. So the event is on February 18th. It is at Lori's Roadhouse in Westchester. We have bands lined up with the doors opening at 11. Last band going on at 6:15. We have a set menu similar to last year. Lori's Roadhouse has been very generous. They set the menu with nothing over $15 so that you can enjoy 2 good meals for $30 plus $25 to get in the door. And I don't know where you're going to get a better deal than that with having the opportunity to help those in the community. So Ken Anderson, who is a good friend and someone who is very humble, I look up to, I appreciate more than he knows what he's done for this community. What you don't see, what he does behind closed doors. There's not an opportunity that I don't ask Kenny to make an appearance and he's there. He does it because it's in his heart, not because he has to. And that's what's the beauty of this event and all of these bands that are showing up, all of our volunteers for that day. They do it because it's a choice and they want to support those with disabilities and the programs that we offer at Ken Anderson Alliance. So we have live, work, and engage programs. The one that is the most out there right now that you may see that you don't even know you're seeing is our work program. We teach adults with disabilities skills so that they can go out and get competitive integrative employment. Mary from Nothing Bundt Cakes has Rachel that is currently working with her. During COVID, a lot of our friends stopped speaking because of being isolated. Rachel's been there over a year now. She now speaks complete sentences. She is upfront at customer service. She has received over 3 comments written in from customers stating how pleasant and what a difference she's made. So that's just one example of the services of what we do. The day will be filled with celebrities. We will have mascots. We will have some of our traditional things that you're used to. And then we're going to have some prizes that you're not aware of. But I guarantee you a full day and a big heart when you leave.
All right, let's kick it over to Ken for a minute. Kenny, if you will. And Kenny, tell us about this Ken Anderson Alliance. I know I've had you on the show many times. You've talked about it, but let's let the viewers out there know what you're all about and what your end goal is for, your retirement years here. You've put a lot of sweat equity into this thing. So let's chat about that for just a minute if we can.
Well, we say that Ken Anderson Alliance provides live, work, and engage opportunities for adults with developmental disabilities. And Pam talked about our work program. Also, we've got a lot of great things going on at our offices with our adult day programming, our melodic connections, our music therapy. And I just got to tell all the guys in the band, I was out there yesterday. Our melodic connection band is really working hard for this event. They're going to be really, really good. So you have to bring your A game for this. But, overall with those programs, we're servicing, over 300 adults a month with disabilities, which I'm very proud of. But, the reason I got into this initially was to provide housing. And it's been extremely rewarding in that the last week that we've announced a joint venture with Ted Karras, the Bengal Center, to provide housing in this area. He's been very active in his hometown of Indianapolis with a program called Village of Marici, where they've done housing for developmental disabilities. They've rehabbed buildings. They started with an old barracks at the Fort Ben Harrison and redid that into apartments. When Ted and his group get involved, they go all in. And Ted wants to make Cincinnati his home. He wants to do the same thing here. He knew what we were trying to provide with our alliance, and we formed a partnership that's going to be very rewarding. And we're actively looking at properties, whether we rehab them or do things from scratch. And we think that we'll have some announcements concerning that, hopefully soon. But I know that his development company, Paradigm, which his partners are high school buddies, but their mission is their goal is to provide housing. So we're happy to have that partnership. And, it's nice to have an old Bengal, but it's sure nice to have some of those young guys involved with us as well.
Absolutely. And, Kenny, you get so much support out of your Bengal friends and that for these events. And there's going to be so many people there at Lori's supporting this event, and they bring love to it. They're part of this community. They're part of the support for what you do. And last year, I want to mention last year, I was standing up at the stage with you, and a lady came up. Her son, I believe, was in Melodic Connections, and she said something to the effect was, "That's my son up there in that orange shirt. And God bless you, Ken Anderson, for what you've done for him and what this has done for him." And I saw a little tear in your eye on that one, Kenny. I think that is what you do it for, isn't it?
Well, no question. And it's been so rewarding that, there's so many of our adults that basically still live at home and their parents are getting older. But the number of people that come out, when we had our kind of announcement down at the Holy Grail, people that have come up and said, they take part in our Gauge outings, and, that's their social time, the time to get out in the community with their friends that they've developed through the Ken Anderson Alliance. So we are just, so excited we can provide this service. And like I say, whenever I'm having a down day, I go out to our offices and I go in the back and I listen to them making music, and just the unadulterated joy on their faces, no matter what their level is of making music, puts a smile automatically on my face.
Well, and music brings love. It does. And I firmly believe that. And after watching Melodic Connections, it's one of the most rewarding things I've ever seen. I mean, it's just precious, and they do such a good job, and they take such pride in what they do. And speaking of that, Pam, let's talk about bands that are playing this event, because this is a day of music as well at Lori's Roadhouse. That's what they do at Lori's. I mean, it's music there. It's a big venue. And let's chat for a minute about what's going to happen there and the bands you're going to have. And then we're going to talk to some of these band folks that are in the little Hollywood squares we've got going on down here in the bottom.
Right? Yes. So we are very grateful to Lori's Roadhouse. They have been tremendous in helping with our mission of live, work, and engage. We were very proud to be with them for the VOA, and we will be back again this year as their charity of choice. Music is a universal language, which I think everybody in this group can understand. So we're going to kick it off with Don't Tell Steve, who's here.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Followed by Finding Melissa.
Hi, Kenny.
You're here.
Hello.
Yep.
Next in line, we have, I know I should have this memorized. We have Hijack. I knew I was right. We have Hijack.
Josh, how are you?
By Stone Mountain Mafia, which Stone Mountain Mafia, you guys are getting a lot of draw in the community. You must have been like a little hidden something that I've watched people just go, I don't know if it's the name or the allure, literally between Don't Tell, well, actually all the bands, between Don't Tell Steve, Finding Melissa, Hijack, Stone Mountain Mafia, followed by CFG and the Family, who, as we all know, congratulations and shout out to them for their, for Memphis this past weekend. And then we have the Whammies, followed by Melodic Connections. So
Hi, Pete.
all of the bands here.
And let me say, Pam.
Yeah.
Let me say first and foremost about CFG and the Family, how cool is it on this lineup to have the folks who represented Cincinnati at the International Blues Challenge this week in Memphis, Tennessee, as the winner of the Cincinnati Challenge. They made it to the finals out of all the blues players in the entire world, and that is just a flat amazing thing. And this band lineup is fantastic, and I know everybody but Josh. I mean, I've never seen Hijack, but I'm looking forward to working with him that day. And let me bounce around for a minute. Stephanie, you're kicking the show off. What's this mean to you?
An opportunity like this means everything to me. Scott, you and I have done a lot of work together. You kind of know my personality. Music has always been a universal language to me. I have done nothing but sing since I could talk. It's my love language. I love to share. I say, whether it's on here, it's at every show, I am so blessed to be talented and to be able to use my voice to make somebody smile, to make somebody feel good. And for me, it's what better way to give back than to be a part of Autism Rocks. I can not only speak for myself, but my whole band. We are so excited to be a part of this year. So music is just, it's a beautiful thing that brings everybody together no matter what the situation is. So we're just super excited to start it off.
I love you, Stephanie Maples. You're awesome.
I love you too.
You are. And you do. You bring a joy to the stage that like none other. So folks, if you're watching and you're going to be at this event, let me recommend that the doors open at 11 o'clock. Get there then and watch Don't Tell Steve kick this off, because they're going to kick it off with a bang. They don't do anything halfway. And they're one of those bands that'll just make you smile, and they're going to put a smile on your face for the whole darn day. So next up, we have Finding Melissa. This is an acoustic. Ken, are you doing a three-piece that day?
We've changed to a three-piece now. We've added Stephanie Sutherland from White Knuckle Weekend, and she and Missy blend so well together. It'll stop you in your tracks, and it stopped me in my tracks several times while we performed the last couple shows. So yeah, again, we are excited and just again blessed to be a part of this great event.
I'm so glad you could be a part of this. I've seen Missy sing. I've seen Ken play. I know Stephanie from the other band. This is going to be a wonderful act to add to this lineup as well. And a little bit of a change of pace too, because you guys, you're doing the acoustic thing. So that's something that'll be nice to move into the afternoon for. So Ken, thank you for being with us today too. And let me move on to Josh, because Josh, I know nothing about Hijack, so I apologize. I apologize too for the technology issues today, guys. We're having the weather is creating havoc on the internet today, so we're trying. There's supposedly these sunspots going on, and then this weather and rain, and I'm working like the man behind the curtain here to keep this thing up and running today. So Josh, tell us about Hijacked and what we can expect to hear from you guys at Autism Rocks.
Yeah, we've as a band, we've only been together for about a year. We've only been playing out for a few months, and we're all seasoned musicians. So I don't think anybody would be disappointed watching us play. I think everybody would really enjoy, listening to us. And we work really hard, try to put on a good show for everybody. And, we do 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s cover songs. We try to get a good wide range of music in there. And we're just really excited to be part of something raising money for people with disabilities.
Josh, I'm going to put you on the spot. What's going to be the favorite song of mine that you play that day?
Probably Jumpin' Jack Flash. We do a really awesome version
Saying
of that
I'm old. Yeah, he's taking me back because he says I'm old. I know what that is, Josh.
No,
it's all right, buddy.
It's all
right.
We do that song really good, in my opinion.
And my good friend Mike Zapp from the Whammies could not be here today. He's traveling. He's watching, though, from Denver. Thank you for being here, Mike. But in his absence, we have Pete and his bass. How you doing, Pete? You doing all right? Yeah, you're going to have to unmute yourself there. There you go.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah, we're excited to be a part of this. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm the father of an autistic adult. My son is nonverbal, severe autism, lifetime care kind of situation. I'm his primary caregiver, and I'm new to the Cincinnati area in that I've only lived here a couple of years, and this entire organization and everything is all discovery for me. So it's very exciting to see the benefits and just what this organization does for people like my son. And I'm just elated to be a part of this. And I've never played at Lori's. So like there's a whole world of discovery going on in this event for me. That's just very exciting.
Well, Pete, thank you for sharing that story. That's so important to this event. And that's the pleasure I get out of being a part of this event, is seeing the smiles on the faces of those who don't get the opportunity to go out a lot, and the smiles on the faces of their parents who have the opportunity that day to relax a little bit and have some other things going on in their life. And Pam and company has done a great job of providing the headphones, all the things there that help the folks with autism and those with disabilities. And then you watch Melodic Connections play, and all those people with disabilities up there with huge smiles on their faces, ear-to-ear smiles as they play in front of a crowd, and the big lights are shining on their head. So this is going to be a wonderful day on February the 18th. I cannot wait to see what we have in store that day and all the people that are going to show up for this event. And incidentally, it's been scrolling across the bottom, but make sure you know the doors open at 11 a.m. And then at Lori's Roadhouse, tickets are available exclusively at LRHLIVE, Lori'sRoadhouseLive.com, if you want to get advanced tickets to this show. And Pam will touch on that a little more at the end of the show today. So Kenny Anderson, great Bengals quarterback up there in the top middle. I want to ask you a question. You told me a story about obviously why you started this with your nephew and all that, but what does it do for you when you go to an event and you see all this take place? What's it do for you as you see these people engaging and having fun and smiling?
Well, I think that's what it's all about. Making some other person's life a little bit better. And I got to say, where are you going to go and get an afternoon of music of this quality for $25 if you're an adult? You can't get it anywhere else. It is a great day. But, I've always told people, sometimes in life you get one chance to make a difference. And I think the Ken Anderson Alliance is my chance to try to make a difference and help other people's lives, be a little bit better. And, just want to remind people that we are a 501c3 nonprofit. So we just, like I say, we have the greatest staff in the world. And, the musicians that we have working with our Melodic Connections bands are great musicians in their own right. And like I say, they do a tremendous job. And, we'll have a lot of our staff members out there that you can thank for all that they do, because they're the ones that are doing most of the heavy lifting. I'm the face sometimes, and I got the easy job, but these guys are just working their families off to make our organization what I think is one of the best there is.
Well, thank you for what you do, Kenny. We appreciate you and all your hard work and labor. I will tell you, I want to make sure to everybody, Ken Stapleton or somebody, can you mute Pete maybe? Pete's already muted, so I'm still hearing myself back. Maybe it's Stephanie. I don't know. but I'm hearing an echo here. I want to say real quick, like, though, that we have some important things that come out of this event. And the important things are that this is an ongoing project that Kenny is putting on, from the coffee shop to the melodic connections to everything else that's going on in that organization. This is a daily operation. This is not a one-time shot. This is not something they're doing just for the day. They work year-round, 365 days a year to support their community of disabled people in the Cincinnati metro area. And that to me says a lot. It says that, you know, we have to support this event. We have to be out there. And everybody that's watching today, if you have a question for Kenny or for Pam or any of the band members, and you're watching after we're live, drop it in the comments, because they're going to share it on their pages and all that. And they'll be able to see those comments pop up as well and answer them for you. So if you have questions about the event, we would love to hear from you. And let's see what I'm getting some comments here. Kenny Anderson and Roger Staubach, my idols as a kid. There you go. Thank you for that.
And I want the same breath as Roger Staubach is an honor.
And I talked to Kenny the other day, and I talked Super Bowl with him from his. So I'm not gonna put him on the spot today to predict the Super Bowl winner, because he and I both were in agreement that, boy, this thing's everywhere. But it's fun to follow professional football. It's fun to see the professional football players that come to your event, Ken, and they come in and talk to you, and they're bidding on each other's things that they've donated. It gets to be pretty fun to watch. And I watched somebody run up a bid on a football signed by another player, and they were back and forth on it. So you could see the games being played by them still to have camaraderie and brotherhood in the football world. But it all centers around music, and that's what we do on this show. So I have to say, it's a great band lineup. All the people that have talked briefly today are wonderful people, even though I don't know Josh yet, but I will. I think he's going to be a great fit for this. And you guys in the band, anybody that wants to take this, let me hit on this before we go today and talk about, if you will, what it's like to get on stage and play in front of people, but also play in front of people that are there for a cause, because I think you've all done that before. So anybody that wants to jump on that, jump on it. Look at him. Silence. Hold on. Stephanie, you're never without words. Go ahead.
I was just waiting. I didn't want to, cross over anybody if they wanted to speak, but I've been doing this professionally since I was 13 years old. I'm 33. I'll be 34 in a couple months. So I've done this. I have a lot of experience, and it's something I can say from the heart. It never gets old. It's always a new, fresh feeling, no matter what the show is, the event. And I'll tie back into being a musician is such a blessing, whether you play an instrument or you sing. That is a talent that not everybody gets to have or wake up with. So every musician sitting in this call right now, we're all blessed beyond measure. So to stand on a stage for such a good cause and to be able to share that talent, and if you could play one song and just see a smile on somebody's face, or even if I can make your foot tap or you dance, that's what it's about. It's bringing people together through that talent, that blessing that we have. So it's just, for me, it's the highest of highs. You don't need anything else. Give a microphone, give them a guitar, give an instrument, just sing, just to watch people's joy. It's the biggest high I think you could ever receive. And that's why I do it. It's just a passion.
Thank you, Stephanie. That's awesome. And Pam, what else you want to recap about this event? Anything we haven't told the viewers yet? Pam, you're muted.
Sorry, I thought
Hi,
I was
Pam.
earlier.
Yeah.
I also wanted to clarify one thing with Ken Anderson Alliance that sets us apart, and that is that we serve all adults with disabilities. You don't necessarily have to be born with a disability. You may be not need us today, but something could happen tragic in your life, and you may need us tomorrow. So we have a lot of our friends who may have played music in the past or had the opportunity to sing in the past. And unfortunately, due to something that may have occurred, it's not something they can do anymore. And this is their opportunity to get out there. The bands are always so grateful and so nice. If they see someone out in the stage rocking it, they've invited them up on the stage to do what little part they can participate in. So I hope the bands really do understand you are impacting somebody that day, that moment. You're making his day worthwhile. His day may have been the worst day of his life before he stepped foot through that door. But the minute he stepped foot from that door, you put a smile on his face and a purpose in his life that will last the rest of that day and for a long time to come. We get emails continuously from families who just happen to stroll into the event. Mark and Jack is an example. His wife was out of town. He didn't know what to do with his son. He's severely autistic, has not been able to take him out in public, didn't feel whether it was welcomed or people were going to be curious or people were going to judge. He stumbled across our event and came through the doors. I noticed him trying to elope from his son, elope a couple of times. And that's where we provided the headsets that Scott was talking about. So we provide fidgets and widgets for some of our friends, donated through Best Point, and headsets, noise canceling headsets. And while some families think every headset is the same, these are different and unique for our friends. The unique thing about this is we provided a pair to Jack and his dad. So they both heard the same music for the very first time. Him and his dad then spent the summer probably watching and attending most of the festivals that you guys were playing at, only because he felt welcomed and was provided some additional information at this event. So this event is, I guarantee you, again, I know I can't say it, you make a difference that day, that moment. You are making a difference. You don't have to wait for it a year from now and say, where did my dollar go? Your dollar went right there that minute and that smile that you're going to see. So I'll get off that for a second and go back to the day. Our friends will be there. So we do have Just Brews. We have O2 Farms, and we have our engaged friends that will be there enjoying the day with you. We have some Houday will be there, of course. He's running a competition this year with a couple of unannounced mascots. So I guarantee you that we're going to have some lively entertainment. And
Houday can dance, man.
Oh,
Houday was cutting it up last year. It was great.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and put it out there. We have Houday, we have FC Cincinnati, we have Mr. Redlegs, we have
Mary. We have Mary
from the Cyclones out there. So the mascots will be having their own little competition this year. So it'll be fun to watch what they're doing. And then, of course, we have the magician, another favorite that's out there every year. He will be out there strolling through the friends. But other than that, we have our food will be there. Lori's Roadhouse will be ready to serve beginning at noon. We will be advertising the menu here in the next week. And then we have some charities that'll be out there. Three Chord Bourbon's going to be out there helping us raise money for Ken Anderson Alliance this year.
Perfect.
Speaking of Three Chords Bourbon, that was started by Pat Benatar's husband. Hence, the Three Chords was a great musician in his own right. So we have a signed guitar from him. But we got a great silent auction. There's some very unique items out there. I was just with Marty Brenneman, and somehow my wife found an old style red radio, and Marty signed that for us. And this one belongs to the Reds. So,
how cool.
You'll see some, unique things out there. We've got my jersey, Ted Karras's jersey, Sam Hubbard, Jamar Chase, Jake Browning, kind of the new hero of the Bengals late in the year. So just my wife always puts together, these great silent auction and raffle items. So that's worth coming out, if nothing else, just to see what we have out there. But like I say, the day is all about music, and you can't believe what a great day it is to go out there and listen to the great bands that we have performing throughout the day. And just like I say, I can't say enough good things about how good the day is.
Well, thank you, Kenny. And we're running out of time today, guys. So parting thoughts, Stephanie down there in the bottom, what do you got?
Parting thoughts is everybody watching this, whether just tell everybody about it. Share the event, get out there. I don't care if you want to stand out on the corner of a street, hold up a sign, let them know where to be. Lori's Roadhouse, February 18th, starting at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. The lineup this year, I mean, I can't even say just this year, every year, the lineup for music is amazing. So this year just adds to the cake that's already great. There's just so much going on, and it's a great cause. I don't care what you're doing. Cancel your plans and come to Lori's because it's going to be amazing.
Thank you, Steph. And Josh, what do you got, buddy? You're muted, bud. There we go. Yeah.
Sorry, I agree with what she said. It's going to be a great time, and just come on out, and hopefully we get a lot of money raised for this cause.
Pete from the Whammies, hit that unmute and lay a little bass lick on me here, if you will.
Oh.
Come on, you can do that. Yeah. Let's do it. What do you got, Pete?
So the Whammies are really pleased to do this, and you know, like Stephanie said, post on your Facebook page, tell all your friends, get the word out to everyone you can, be a digital stand on the corner sign holder, and let the world know about this event because it's a great cause, and the Whammies are really pleased to be a part of it.
Thank you so much, Pete. Kenny Stapleton.
Likewise, yeah, we were blessed to be considered for it, and yeah, follow, share this event. It's going to be a great time, and we were just so happy to be a part of it, to raise a lot of money for Ken Anderson in this event. So thank you again.
Thank you, Ken. We're looking forward to finding Melissa playing that day. We're looking into that. That's going to be so much fun. And Pam, any parting thoughts here before we go?
No, I just want to say thank you to the entire community. We know that you support us 150%. This event is going to be celebrating Kenny's 75th birthday. So
you had to bring that up.
I'm bringing it up. Yeah. So yeah, I'm telling you, this is a year that's full of surprises, and I guarantee you, yeah, you know what? If you don't have a great time, find me.
And can I just say something? I want to look like Kenny Anderson when I'm 75. That's all I got to say. That's that guy's looking good over there. And Kenny, what else do you have? Any parting thoughts for everybody before we go today?
No, I just, how excited we are to be, a part of this event. And, we've had such great support from the music community every year with the lineups that we get. Our volunteers, are out there in full force. But like I say, not only will you make someone else's day by coming out there, you'll make your day by coming out there. It's that much fun.
And everybody's giving you a 75th birthday party shout outs here. So we're going to have some fun that day. Guys, Lori's Roadhouse, February 18th. Doors open at 11 noon. The music starts with the incomparable Stephanie Maples and Don't Tell Steve. And in case you don't know who they are, you'll know after this event, Believe me, because they are one great band. They're kicking it off, and along with a great band lineup. You can find more information at KenAndersonAlliance.org if you want to find out more on this. And that's all we got for today, guys. I want to thank you for all being here. It was a great show. Thanks. We made it through the technology glitches, and I'm glad to have you all with us today. Thank you so much.
And thank you, Scott, very much.
Thank you to all the bands. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, and we'll be out of here. And just a reminder to our viewers out there, please share the show. And also, we'll be on again at 5 o'clock today with Mark Daly, who's coming into town to play 2 events Thursday and Friday, one at Ludlow Garage. And his band, The Ravens, will be on with us at 5 o'clock today. They're flying in from Ireland right now. If the plane lands properly, we'll have them on at 5. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time here at All Around Town Radio. Until then, get those tickets at LRHLIVE.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye for now.